Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik from Figured Out Productions. The following video is a video of some kind, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hey guys, it's Adam here, and today we're going to be talking about our friend, the VM Labs Nuon. Yes, this is really happening. We'll talk about a bit about the system, but if you only care about the unboxing, skip to this time code, because this will be a little bit historic, I think. Before we do that, though, if you guys could do me a favor, please like this video, comment down below, subscribe if you've never done that before, as well as check out all the social media stuff in the description. I've got Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, Patreon, Spreadshirt, Travel Channel, etc. Appreciate the support on all those platforms. Thank you so much. Let's get into it. So, here's what we got to talk about. We have a VM Labs Nuon in the box in front of us, and we are going to open it up on camera because I actually looked. There is only one other Nuon unboxing on YouTube, at least that I could find, and it's of the Samsung model. This is of the Toshiba model, which means potentially, unless I just missed it, I am the first person in the last 25 years to have ever created an unboxing video on the Toshiba Nuon. Now you're like, why are you doing a DVD player unboxing? Like, how desperate are you? I know the channel's not good anymore, but what the hell? No. This is a video game console. So let me talk about the history a bit, and then we'll go to the unboxing. But again, if you don't care about that, you just want to see the unboxing, just go there. So in 2000, I've talked about this in a recap video and other times, but I don't blame you if you missed it because nobody really watches Nuon videos. So hi to the 6 of you that are here. The Nuon was a concept created by a company called VM Labs. VM Labs was basically just a bunch of former Atari devs that basically thought, oh, the Jaguar should never have ended, Atari should have kept going. Essentially, this is the successor to the Atari Jaguar in all but legal name. And the idea was not terrible in concept. I mean, Sony kind of used the same idea, just in reverse. What did Sony do with the PlayStation 2? They made a game console with a DVD player in it. These guys had kind of the opposite idea. They were like, what if we take DVD players, we go around to companies like Toshiba, Samsung, etc., JVC, whoever it is, and just say, hey, put our Nuon video game technology chip in the system along with a couple controller ports, and then, you know, when the parents are going to the store and they're checking out this new thing called DVD back in 2000, they'll have the option, they can bring home a DVD player, and it's got a video game feature in it for little Billy when he gets home, so the parents can, you know, be like, oh, little Billy, we got you a game console thing, but really, we're going to watch our movies on it. I heard The Matrix is pretty good. We're going to check that out. And then you can play Merlin Racing or whatever. So that was basically the core idea. So in 2000, I think it was June of 2000, the system launches initially, and if you didn't hear about it, do not feel bad. It took me, I don't know, until like 3 years ago before I'd ever even heard of it. Me. I have a Casio PV1000. But I hadn't heard of this. So that says something. There were actually a lot of different iterations of this hardware, but as you're not surprised, I'm sure, to find out that this game, or the system, was a phenomenal flop. It was like basically discontinued within a few months. It only ever had 8 games released for it officially, 7 of which were in North America. I believe Best Buy was the only major retailer to actually carry it. And it had one of those releases, oddly enough, was only released in South Korea. It is obviously the rarest of the games. There's only like 2 known copies to exist. The same photos online. It only got dumped this year. It's been 25 years. That was the first. That dump was also how we found out the Nuon even has region coding, as it turns out it does. It does play burn games, which is ironic as hell. At least some of the models do. I think this is one of them that does, which is funny, all things considered. But anyway, yeah, so there you go. That's the Nuon. Now, actually, funny enough, last year, I would give a huge shout out here to a guy named Carl who runs Songbird Productions. Songbird has actually taken some time to put some effort into the Nuon. Not only has this dude been helping to get officially licensed reissues of games like Iron Soldier 3, Tempest 3000, which is the game anybody remembers the system for because it was exclusive to this system, still is. He's also managed to like round up new old stock of some of the games like Space Invaders and Merlin Racing, Free Fall, etc. to get a lot of these games more accessible to people who actually care about the Nuon. So again, hi to all 6 of you. And that would include me, by the way. I like the Nuon. I think it's bizarre and interesting. And to Songbird's credit, he was actually able to get a new indie game produced for it, a game called Ring Flyer, which I had shown off previously in a video. So now, technically, if you include that, there are 9 official releases for it. One of the other cool things about this system, and again, it was very underutilized, is there was a deal with DVD companies, like film companies who were producing DVDs, that if they were interested in the Nuon technology, you got to remember, if you're like not as old as me, when DVDs came out, we were at the end of the VHS era, which was the terrible analog, like you're going to watch the video all the way through, then you got to rewind it, there's no bonus features, nothing. So the idea of an entire, granted Laserdisc existed, but it never took off the same way. So the idea that you would have like an interactive version of the movie where you could watch the movie in better quality, but you could also change the languages, you could have subtitles, you could have special features, etc. The idea of special features was so neat that people were like competing over special features, like having exclusive ones for this release, that release, whatever. And while that's like a lost art now, at the time that was so extreme that the Nuon gave the opportunity to certain film companies, hey, if somebody buys this DVD, yeah, they'll have their special features that can work in any DVD player, but if they put it in a Nuon-compatible DVD player, they get special Nuon bonus features. And to that end, I believe it was 4 different DVD releases, only 4. 2 off the top of my head that have it. Bedazzled, which was like a Brendan Fraser movie with Elizabeth Hurley. I think it was... I can't remember. Harold Ramis's like not his last movie, but one of his last movies. He made that, I think, and I think he's even in it for like one scene. That movie, the DVD of it, has Nuon functionality. It'll actually say on the back that, you know, Nuon. Planet of the Apes, the Tim Burton like 2001 version, I think it was, or 2000 version, that also has Nuon functionality. By the way, that they did a Blu-ray of the Tim Burton 2000 Planet of the Apes movie. When Fox reissued it on Blu-ray, they accidentally made a mistake of leaving the word Nuon on the back of the Blu-ray cover art because nobody bothered to correct it, probably because they didn't know what it was, so they just left it. So that's like the last remnant of official Nuon release, is a disc that doesn't even support it anyway. Anywho, so that's kind of the Nuon in a very extreme nutshell. If you want more details, like I said, I did videos specifically on the history of it. So what are we doing right now? Well, this is a Toshiba SD2300. This is one of the more common versions of the Nuon. So a guy in my Discord is awesome. You guys should check it out. Like we all hang out, meet up at cons. It's just an oddly popular retro gaming Discord, as it turns out. We all were hanging out at, well, not all of us. I mean, there's like 1,000+ people in there, but a big group of us were hanging out at Midwest Gaming Classic in Milwaukee. Songbird, who I just referenced before, who is now like the definitive Nuon guy, came down. He's based out of Minneapolis with a bunch of Nuon stuff. And he brought one system, this one. Now you might be wondering, did you buy one? No, I did not. One of the guys in my Discord, whose name is Conductor Catnip, I forget what he originally went by, but one time I saw him at a con and he was dressed like a train conductor. And I think the joke was that he was a cat addicted to meth, which of course would be catnip, so I just started calling him Conductor Catnip, and that's like his whole identity. Now we just call him Catnip for short. Anyway, here's a picture of him being a cat. This dude, while we were at MGC, he wanted to get a Nuon. He just wanted to get into it because, like, my Discord's interesting because it is people who would watch videos like this who are just into obscure consoles. So he wanted to get a Nuon because he never had one. But finding one is almost impossible unless you just go straight to eBay. He asked Carl of Songbird. Songbird's like, yeah, I actually got one with me. And it would be this one. So he went ahead and he bought it. I actually don't know how much he paid, and it doesn't really matter. But to Catnip's credit, he let me borrow it for this video. The whole thing with this one is, it's new old stock, to my understanding. Carl had it, he cut it open and basically looked inside, saw that the contents were there, and reclosed it. So it's actually, again, as I understand it, has never been truly open. So we are going to unbox this now on camera, and basically with the exception of this one Samsung Nuon video from like a decade ago, I think I will have the only Nuon unboxing on YouTube. Why not? So as you can see, they definitely made these things just look like straight up DVD players, which certainly did not help it. And the box is partially damaged. I had nothing to do with that. That was already the way it was. But yeah, so I think that was... Like, look at this. Nothing about this screams video game system. Like, I had never actually seen a box for a Nuon until now. And it's just like, if I'm into video games, what would make me want this? It just looks like a DVD player. Like, there's nothing about it that says that. And I think that was their first most obvious marketing mistake, is you had to already know what the Nuon was to get into the Nuon. Which, of course, you didn't, because they didn't have a marketing campaign around it. So, a little piece of plastic just flew off. Anyway, whatever. Let's open it up. So this, again, Toshiba version. Has Nuon logo, HD CD, Dolby Digital, DTS, spatulizer, N22, and DVD support. On the side, DVD video / CD / Nuon disc playback, front panel Nuon expansion ports. You don't need to know all this. Point is, there's a Nuon in there. So let's go ahead and open it up. Right there. Okay. So, first we have, we have a box here. Let's take a look at this box. Little box. We're going to do this kind of slowly. We're going to enjoy this. It smells like soap. It smells like soap in there, which is a little weird. Oh, look at this. So we have a power cable, premium kind. It's all wrapped up. Not the figure 8 style. It's like the one where one side's a circle, one's a square. Sorry if you hear the police or firefighters or emergency services. I don't know what it is. But they're out there probably because they don't like that I'm opening a Nuon. This might be the last sealed Nuon. So that might be a crime. It comes with composite cables, speaking of crimes. And then it comes with a remote. This is actually how you were expected to play the console. There are controllers for the Nuon, but getting original OEM ones is almost impossible. Again, to Songbird's credit, and I did a video on this, there's a thing called the Ares 64, which basically allows N64 controllers to work on the Nuon now with just like a little adapter. Highly recommend you go that route if you're at all interested in the Nuon. But yeah, I don't want to take this out of the plastic because, like, well, I guess I could, but you know, whatever. And it even comes with a couple of AA or AAA batteries that have not actually spilled battery acid, but they are Toshiba brand, which is on characters, on point. Okay, I feel a little bad on opening this, I'm not going to lie. All right, so we have paperwork. All right. First, thank you for choosing a Toshiba SD2300 DVD video player. It doesn't even mention that it's a video game console. Default setting is optimized for Nuon compatibility. Please read the following notice before using this product. The default setting of this player has been preset to Nuon disc compatibility. Nuon enhanced movies may contain a variety of additional interactive features not available on standard DVD players. That's what I was talking about, like Bedazzled and Planet of the Apes. Nuon enhanced movies operate from a disc-based program. Therefore, during Nuon disc playback, some functions, including FL display and on-screen graphics, may vary from those described in the owner's manual. When playing I almost read it as non-union. When playing non-Nuon enhanced movies, player performance will be identical to that described in the attached owner's manual. No setting changes are required. To change the default settings of your DVD player, please refer to the priority contents on page 63 of the owner's manual. Nuon or DVD disc priority is selectable from the setup menu. Be sure to retain this notice with your owner's manual for future reference. In other words, it's basically telling you, hey, if you put in one of our Nuon enhanced discs, you might have to deal with some extra crap. One of many flaws. Okay, like why'd you do it that way? Okay, so then we go inside the manual here, which I guess I'm gonna open. I feel a little bad about. Oh, okay, all right, we're doing it. Catnip said I could do it. All right, I'm not gonna read all this, obviously. We have save $10. This is cute. It's a giant movie ticket. It says, rent as many DVDs as you want for $20 a month. Save $10 on Netflix. They're advertising the concept of Netflix, guys. Choose movies online. Our selection is 10 times larger than your local store. Fast and free home delivery. The movies you select arrive in your home mailbox via first-class mail. No late fees. Keep each DVD as long as you want. Have up to 3 movies on hand. Watch them anytime. And then there's a picture of a mailbox that says, return 1 DVD in its prepared envelope and get your next available choice. Rent as many DVDs as you want for $20 a month. Dude, this is just like, in of itself, like, cool. Netflix only suspended the mail and DVD program like 2 years ago at this point. Okay. Toshiba DVD product registration. Little, like, user manual. This is, it's in Spanish. Reproductor de DVD SD2300. Referencia rápida. Precauciones en seguro. Alright, I can't do that. I don't speak Spanish. But then we have the English manual there. So it just has a whole bunch of information on, obviously, how one would go about using it, how do you plug it in, where do you connect a subwoofer, etc., 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 etc. Don't care too much about that. I will clean all that up in a bit. All right. So inside, you'll see that the console is here, and we have some cardboard framing kind of holding it into place. And that seems to be about all there is to it. And I just dropped something over there. I don't know what it was. Doesn't matter. So pick it up. It is heavy. Okay. Get that. Hold it like a pizza. And we're going to put the Nuon box over there. Now, we will slide the little thing off to the side. Slide off to the side. And then we have just the main piece. Now, someone has been in here, because there's tape here, and it has been cut. I don't know if it was Carl, or whoever had it before Carl, or whatever, but that was cut. So, go in there, remove this, and then we get the actual system itself. We'll remove the cardboard again. This cardboard you can just hang it over there. Catnip, thank you very much for letting me throw your cardboard around. Okay, so here's the front of the system. Here's the back of the system, obviously in its original plastic wrap, again, unless somebody removed it and put it back in. But either way, this is how it would have looked. So, we're going to take this one piece of tape off. Actually, this tape is still there, so I think that's OEM tape. So this is a moment, guys. It smells like soap. It's very bizarre. This piece of tape here. Do our best not to rip the plastic if at all avoidable. And for the system smells like soap. It even has like, it looks like dust, but it looks like somebody wiped it down with something at some point, and then it, you never like, you take like a cleaning product, like solution, you wipe something down, then you go away, and there's like a little like layer of nasty left over sometimes because it evaporated. It looks like somebody did that to the top of the system. So I think somebody was in this thing and cleaned it at some point. Might have been Carl, I don't know. But either way, there it is. Now there's a piece of tape over the Nuon logo here. All right, there we go. I am going to remove that. I won't be able to get a close-up of it because obviously I'm going to do it right now, but take that piece of tape off, and then we have the little layer here. And inside this is where your two controller ports are. The Nuon made many mistakes. This might have been its worst one. It used proprietary ports for proprietary controllers, which nobody really manufactured. So it wasn't until recently that we found out, again through Carl, like the Aries 64 and like some other devs, etc., that you could kind of slightly modify an old USB USB mini port to work in there. It basically fits in there. And then you have to do some other things that you could get a controller port to work that way. But that's your Nuon functionality. Power button there, obviously disc tray, etc. On the back, it natively supported component, composite, and S-Video. Obviously, I would highly recommend a component. The system supports a native 240p, like clean, clear signal. It actually looks pretty good. Just to be clear, I'm talking about image clarity. Not graphical capacity, not high resolution support, just image clarity. And in that regard, it actually outperforms the PlayStation 2, which is weird. I actually don't know if it could support any higher resolutions, and if it did, I'm certain no games took advantage of it. But either way, it had a nice image out of it, which is nice. This one was produced. This thing lasted longer than I thought. This one was produced in July 2001. So that means this thing was out for over a year, which would make sense because that Planet of the Apes Tim Burton's movie was out for a year. Think about that. Over a year on the market, 8 games. Actually, what's interesting about some of those games is a lot of them are sequels to Atari Jaguar stuff. So like Iron Soldier 3 is a sequel to, of course, Iron Soldier 1 and 2. Merlin Racing is a sequel to Atari cards. Obviously, you had things like Tetris and Space Invaders, which were always kind of synonymous with at least semi-Atari. Not so much Tetris, Space Invaders, certainly. But yeah, no, it's an interesting, bizarre system. But yeah, there you go, guys. I'm sure it works just fine. I'm going to, test it out for Catnip since I've got it all set up here. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this because this is definitely my kind of niche, unique, weird. It's just doing an unboxing of a system nobody remembers just because. But anyways, all 8 of you that actually sat through this, I'm assuming 2 more finally tuned in. I appreciate that. You guys can do me a favor. Thank Catnip in the comments if you don't mind, because he didn't have to do this. He's a dude who lives in Texas. He came up to Milwaukee for the convention, loaned this to me, and it's just going to be in my care until the next time I see him, where I'm just going to hand it back to him. And he never had a chance to even really look at it, so he spent all the money. So I'll just give him a huge shout out there. Thank you, Catnip. Go in my Discord. and say thank you, Catnip. Tag him, annoy him. His name is Conductor Catnip. He's a cat addicted to meth. It's very sad, but all the same, he hooked me up with a Nuon temporarily. So thank you guys very much for watching. Again, check all the links in the description: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, Patreon, Spreadshirt, etc. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all later.